Okay, well, this is a little bit of a stereotype, so you have to kind of go with it. But I think there's kind of two tracks a lot of women are on. One of them is to have a really sensitive nature and perhaps a more laid back nature. And oftentimes women like that will struggle deeply with fear and anxieties because of the way that they're wired. Then there's this other wiring that can be kind of passionate and confident. And a lot of times those women, what they really struggle with is anger. Neither one is better or worse. It's just really a temperament and what our temperaments drive us to. And I think anger is one of those things we just don't talk about a lot. It's so unacceptable, it feels like, to have a temper as a woman. And because of the counseling office, I've been privy to much more of that experience and what women are. And also I have to live in my own self. And so I know that that's a real thing. And I think one of the things about anger, again, if we would try to keep the shame away from it and just say, okay, let's just talk about it for what it is, not worry about whether it's right or wrong. Anger is a really strong emotion. And oftentimes I think anger is a strong emotion that covers much of what we would term weaker emotions like hurt, vulnerability, exposure, feeling those feelings. Sometimes anger manifests itself as a way to protect from those more hurt feelings. And so it's important to pay attention to that, to know, okay, I just went off, what was going on? I think so often we go off and get angry about something if you're prone to anger. If you're prone to manipulative, resentful speak, if you're prone to screaming, both of those are anger, they just manifest themselves differently. But oftentimes I find that it's never usually the actual incident that we're in that is going to set us off. There is a whole script going on that leads up to that point. And I heard Anne Lamott once say, if you are idling at 59 miles an hour, it doesn't take very long to get to 60. That's how I think of anger, is that usually when you tip off, it's you've been idling at 59. And my question is, what is going on between 0 and 59 in your heart, not what the one incident was? What is that anger telling you about something else that's going on with you? What happens is we feel we know when we are women who have tempers. I kicked my trash can once, there's still a dent in it. It's a reminder to me about the fact that I have a temper. It's so obvious that it's wrong that we immediately feel bad about it. I mean, there's no getting around it. But because of that, we often feel really ashamed. And so we try to stuff it all away and stuff that down. What I would invite women to do instead is to think, what was going through your mind right then? What was going through your mind 5 minutes before that? What was going through your mind an hour before that? What's been going through your mind the past week? Where are you resentful and angry? A lot of times there's pride involved. I never thought this was the life I would live. Just recently, I was emptying the dishwasher and I said it out loud because I was in my more honest moment. I didn't get a master's degree to empty the dishwasher. Well, what that was is a reality check about how my spirit is interpreting my life. That is just sin. I mean, that's just me feeling prideful about who I should be able to be. But until I get to the point where I'm saying those deep things, I don't actually know what's going on in my soul. So we need those anger moments to open those doors to the reality of the deeper places that maybe are a little bit toxic within us. And then God does a great healing in those places.